What is going on, everybody? It's KB. Before the episode starts, make sure you go check out StreamerSZN's brand new theme music. That's right. We have full-time, brand new theme music thanks to the newest homie and newest member of the music side of Underground Sports Philadelphia homies. That is Mobley Stay Volk. His new single is out now. It is linked in the description on YouTube, and you'll be hearing it on audio until we can figure out if we can play it on video on StreamerSZN episodes from here on out. That's our new theme music. Stay Volk. Go download it now wherever you get your music, and go check out the music video on YouTube. But now, let's get into the episode of StreamerSZN.
Philadelphia, baby, you're gonna love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
Yeah,
Disc.
I got shamed pre-pod, everybody. I got shamed pre-pod. That way I don't get shamed on pod. It's fine. Everything's fine. What is going on, fellow streamers? Welcome into another edition of StreamerSZN, the exclusive TV and movie podcast right here on the Underground Industries Podcast Network. Christian and KB coming at you with a 2-for-1 special. We are going to be breaking down 2 films on this episode, and then towards the end of the episode, we'll get into hashtag Oscars season. I'm breaking down some awards, talking about the latest bumping and grinding of who's where in the nomination season, and seeing where things may land. But we're back in the saddle. 2 very fun movies that we'll be breaking down on this episode: Marty Supreme and The Rip. That I think I speak for Christian here. 2 movies that we both had a lot of fun with for very different reasons, but both very fun movies nonetheless.
Some more fun than others.
Correct.
But both with very stacked casts.
Yes, that is valid. Before we get into everything here on this episode, make sure you guys are following us on the socials at StreamerSZN everywhere, and then on TikTok at StreamerSZN Pod. Subscribe to the pod on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. You can also watch the show on Spotify now, so if you so choose, you can do that as well. But leave those 5-star ratings and reviews and comments.
If you really want to look at our ugly mugs.
If you really feel like it. And then if you really, really feel like it, subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia, StreamerSZN, and Underground Industries YouTube channels. YouTube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia is where you get the full video episode of this show. You get full video episodes of all of the shows on our network. You also get clips, shorts, live streams, all that good stuff. The StreamerSZN YouTube, been thinking about like how we're building out all of our brands' YouTube. So we're gonna like splice the movie reviews from this episode moving forward, and then you'll have just stylized, boom, here's our Marty Supreme review, boom, here's the Rip review, and then moving forward, all of our reviews kind of just in individual videos on the StreamerSZN YouTube, which is youtube.com/@StreamerSZN.
Because that's how we do it.
That's what we doing here. 2026, new year, big things. And then, of course, the Underground Industries YouTube channel is youtube.com/@TheUndergroundIndustries.
At the Underground.
Yeah. Fun episode on tap. Christian, my Marty balls came today from A24.
Woohoo!
Marty Supreme ping pong balls on the shelf back here.
Consumerism Kyle, everyone.
Gotta do it. We will start with the aforementioned Marty Supreme, Timothy Chalamet, Best Picture nominee. I went and saw this movie now 3 weeks ago, even though it feels like forever ago. No, maybe it was 4 weeks ago. I saw it right before we had our big...
Five. Do I hear 5? Do I hear 5? 5, 6, 6, and 1, 6, 6.
6, 7? Is that dead yet?
Kind of, but not really.
Right. I never know.
Hard to say what's dead nowadays. Is Jeffrey Epstein really dead?
Leave a comment in the YouTube comment.
Yeah, in the section. Anyway.
Anywho, Marty
Sorry,
Supreme.
couldn't resist.
I got a chance to go see this in theaters, which I was very excited about. I am planning on doing the same in March when Sinners gets re-released in theaters. because I have not seen that yet, unfortunately, because when it came out, I was the busiest I've ever been.
Shame on you.
But I said, rather than watching my first experience on like on a TV screen, I'm going to wait for it to re-release in theaters and go see it in March when it's out. So we will also have that upcoming in the next couple of weeks. But Marty Supreme, I got a chance to go see it in theaters. Phenomenal theater experience. Absolutely loved it. Like you mentioned, loaded cast and
very deep bench.
And some performances that I just did not see coming. Like, I knew Chalamet was going to be a rock star. Like, that was kind of a foregone conclusion in my brain just going into this. And I went into this movie very blind. Like, I knew, like, even, like, minimal premise of the film. So, like, I enjoyed it that much more because of that. But some performances that I just did not see coming that I was, like, blown away by.
Do tell.
Even though it was,
go ahead and keep talking, and then we can figure out how we want to proceed through this.
So, number one, Tyler the Creator, I thought was very, very awesome in this movie.
Okay, so this was a good year for movies starring rappers. Well, not starring, but movies that have actors that are actually rappers. So you have this movie with Tyler the Creator, who Tyler has perfect Safdie Brothers energy in this A+, and then you have two ASAP Rocky films.
Mm-hmm.
You have the Denzel movie you have the Denzel Spike Lee joint Highest to Lowest on Apple TV, where he plays the kidnapper. Spoiler. And you have him showing up in If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. In which that's a extremely harrowing movie, but he's good in it.
I'm excited. I have that on my watch list. I just watched Suzy Beats did an interview with John Feidelberg on Scene Stealers. That was very, very good.
I almost want you to watch that with your mom just to see her get. I just want to hear her get more and more upset about watching that movie, because it's not a comfortable sit. I'll tell you that much.
That would be hysterical. Yeah, I really enjoyed Tyler's performance in this movie. You know, he was fun. Like, he wasn't, a massive focal point, but like did enough to like really leave an impression on you. I thought it was
he did his job.
His first movie?
That's a good question.
Outside of obviously like music videos and such. Oh no, if you want to count Jackass.
No, but I like the spirit of the idea. That's what I'll say. No, but I like the spirit of the idea.
I clicked on his name on the Letterboxd page, and first movie next to Marty Supreme was Jackass Forever. I was like, oh yeah, I remember that.
Oh yeah, that thing.
I enjoyed his performance a lot.
He has the correct Safdie Brothers energy, but also you were just generally sympathetic to him. Like, he feels like a real fucking person.
Yes. That's exactly what I've been like looking for to like explain why I liked it. Like, he's so relatable.
Yeah, like you actually feel like he's got a fucking kid and he needs this taxi.
Yeah. It was a very strong performance from Tyler the Creator.
So Tyler, we obviously liked. Which do we want to talk more about the plot of the movie before we keep going on all these different actors, or do we just want to run through this insane cast and then get to the movie?
We can run through some more of the cast, I think, because I think there's like so many unexpected actors that pop up too.
Do we want to talk about the vampire?
Let's do it.
Do you want to talk about the vampire?
Kevin motherfucking O'Leary, man.
No
my
deal.
jaw hit the ground when I saw his face on the big screen because I was like, there's just no way. I was like, that Mr. Wonderful is in this movie. Yes.
Mr. Not So Wonderful.
Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank. And Christian, if I would have gone in not knowing it, like if you would have memory wiped me of Shark Tank, I would have thought they pulled some stage actor from Broadway or off Broadway to come in and play this role. I was floored by how incredible he was.
Well, one of the great pieces of the press tour was the Kevin O'Leary, which we can call him Kevin O'Leary, the businessman and economic thinker, among various other terms we could bring out for the man. But when the Safdie it's Josh Safdie who did this movie, right? Josh?
It is Josh, yes.
I should not have to be asking that of myself, but yes, Josh Safdie approached him and he was like, why do you want me to do this? I don't know how to act. And Josh Safdie was like, we literally just want you to be you on Shark Tank. And he's like, okay.
He acted his face off though. Like it was
elite.
It was incredible. And like it made me be like, wow, I don't know what the next role would be, but I would very much enjoy seeing Kevin O'Leary in another movie.
Yeah, I mean, you would have to have the right type of movie that fits him, because if we're being honest, it's Kevin O'Leary playing Kevin O'Leary.
Yes.
So it's not like we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. Nevertheless, but yeah, he fully gets the role he's supposed to be doing.
Yes.
And the movie's all the better for it.
And his counterpart, this was the most fun and full of life I've seen Gwyneth Paltrow in a role in over a decade.
Yeah, it's the most fun she's been since the first Iron Man, the second Iron Man. not to be mean, but
like genuinely, like, probably Iron Man 2.
Iron Man fill in the blank,
which is like 2010 at best.
Yeah, and I this may break your brain, but do you know who they were originally trying to get for that role?
I do not.
Julia Roberts.
Huh.
To which I say that's too wholesome.
Yeah.
She's too, like, I know Julia can do mean, but I'm like, she's too nice of a person. Like I don't buy her as that.
Yeah. This was the most fun I've had watching Gwyneth Paltrow in a role, though, in probably since Iron Man 1. Like,
not to be mean, but is that a high bar?
No. But
no, however,
when you look at context of when that movie came out, and if you want to even push to Iron Man 2, which was 2010, almost 2 decades it's been since we've been like having fun on screen with Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah, I mean, this was definitely a like return to form of like her back in her quote unquote prime.
I was questioning whether or not she like quit Bone Broth to be in this role.
Kyle off the top rope, folks.
I gotta be careful she doesn't find Zach Wheeler's house and go into his closet.
Taste the ribs.
Before Bryce Harper does.
Anyway, but I mean, you genuinely buy her as someone who's just kind of like had a career, shit happened, and now she's like hanging on to fame through this rich guy, and it's not a happy relationship, and it's all just kind of a mess, which I'm going to bring this up now because I think it's funny, but I also think it's somewhat true when talking about this. Do you know the Scorsese movie After Hours?
Yes.
Okay, so one of my favorite tweets around this film, and I don't remember who said it, so forgive me, but the it was it was basically like the Safdie brothers made After Hours twice, and then they decided to go their separate ways. They they made After Hours twice, and everyone liked it. Then they decided to go their separate ways, and one of them made Raging Bull, and no one really liked it. And the other one made After Hours again, and everyone liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's there is something about these New York people making the batshit New York movie, which we'll talk about this when we get to the plot, but it's really only the middle hour and a half of the movie, which is the Gonzo movie, because you get bookended by two amazing sports stuff.
Yes. It's like sports, high fever, panic attack, and just like questioning morality. Sports movie.
Yeah. But yeah, that. And then if we want to do another little casting thing, let me pick out do we want to talk about because I want to save Endo for later, but just some of the like getting people out here, like the criminal who Marty the criminal who Marty ends up getting associated with the dog.
Oh yes.
Is played by horror director Abel Ferreira, who I will say he's also a questionable person, but that's besides the point.
Mm-hmm.
So you have that. You have the man with the golden voice, who works at the table tennis club. Did you catch who Gwyneth Paltrow's publicist is?
No.
Isaac Mizrahi. A shaven pendulum plays the farmer. George Gervin is the table tennis club owner. Tracy McGrady and Kemba Walker play Globetrotters.
I did not catch that. That's awesome.
And probably my favorite niche one, when they're playing ping pong in Brussels, the MC is the only, and I'm gonna butcher this name, Philippe Petit. Do you know who that is?
I do not.
He's the man who walked between the Twin Towers.
Ah.
So he drug him out from wherever he was and got him to show up to MC this one scene. And it's like, what?
Wow. That's crazy.
Oh no. Please hold. Okay, we're good.
That's wild.
Yeah, it is one of the great, just like people just keep fucking showing up casts.
Mm-hmm.
But I think before we dive into the plot, now we really have to talk about the kind of last, let's just say, three remaining people. Last three remaining people, because honestly, we don't need to talk about Fran Drescher and her.
I was gonna say Fran Drescher Just
I
like,
mean,
holy moly.
I mean, she basically has like 5 to 10 minutes of screen time, guys. Like, Josh, what do you want me to do here? Fuck, it's hard to do her voice.
The nanny.
Eh. But we need to talk about Timmy. We need to talk about Odessa, and we need to talk about Kodo. Where do you want to start?
I also want to just mention too before we get to that big three, Luke Manley was phenomenal, Marty's friend.
Oh, Kyle, if please explain the lore of this man.
Luke Manley went super mega viral during the Bing Bong Knicks era with the side talk
And Trae Young.
the street interviews, the fuck Trae Young stuff. Went viral for talking about his piece between his legs. Then he went on a journey and was on Barstool Idol and was the one person of like 8 people who wound up getting a job at Barstool that did not get a job, and then ends up getting like connected with, I think, Josh Safdie. He was on Project Big Screen with Ken Jagger.
So
he got connected with Josh.
So I believe the story of it is, Josh Safdie was like looking for like a real like New York type guy, and he saw that Knicks video, and he told his casting director, "I want that guy," and so they just found him.
Yeah, when he goes in for like his casting call, does everything, and he's like, "There's no way I'm getting this job." And he's like, then the next thing I realize, I'm in the same room as Timothee Chalamet, and we're just chopping it up, talking ball, and he was like, Timmy's just a great guy, and like he was just like starstruck that he's like the right hand man during production with Timothee Chalamet. But I thought he was great, and he fit right in, like first role ever, and like he's in the trailer for the movie, and it's just like, holy shit, that's Lukey Lunchbox. He was great. So shout out to Luke Manley. You want to start with Kodo?
Yeah. He, in design, is the perfect foil to Marty. He literally says nothing.
Mm-hmm.
He literally says nothing until he agrees to play Marty for real in the end in Japan. He's pure confidence. He does not need any of the ego feeding that Marty himself needs. And from the second he shows up on screen, you were just like, who the fuck is this guy? Because he not to be cheesy, but he has the fucking aura.
Yes.
He is that guy, pal. Like, holy shit. What?
Awesome.
Like, what? I forget. Like, was this his debut?
I can check. Here.
I'm pulling up real quick.
Yes.
Like, wow, just like wow. Like, I hope we see him in a lot more projects from people going forward, because it was a genuinely impressive performance where he gets let's just say in it's roughly an hour 50 it's a 150-minute film. He's maybe in it for 20-25 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he in a movie where Chalamet's taking up every scent of air possible, he is like a space vacuum, sucking it all out, sucking all the confidence out of Marty by just not responding at all. It is brilliant.
I'm also floored because he is, in real life, so much younger than he actually looks. This man was born in 1999.
Samesies. My brother.
He was phenomenal. Like you said, like he didn't have to say anything, and you knew it was just such a stoic performance.
Yeah.
He's the He's the supporting actor of the sports movie that this is.
Yep, pretty much.
Like, he should get nominated for, like, best supporting actor in a sports movie.
Not going to hear any qualms from me on that.
He was great. I mean, what can you say about Odessa, man?
She's a star.
She's a star, Marty.
And my favorite piece of trivia about her is, you know who her mom is?
I don't.
The voice of Bobby Hill from King of the Hill.
Oh my god.
Which if you listen to her talk, you can hear it.
Yeah.
You can hear it. So for those of you who don't know, her mom is Pamela Adlon, which she's been in shows like Louie, Better Things, King of the Hill, has done stuff in Bob's Burgers. So she's been around, you just like wouldn't necessarily know her face. So she's kind of Nepo, kind of not Nepo. I don't know how you want to qualm it. Nepo-ish. I mean, if we're going definitionally, like, she's technically a Nepo because she's Hollywood, but like, you know, like, and I'm excited to see more of her going forward. But it's crazy to look at pictures of her because she like used to have like more brown hair, and now she does like jet black. She has the nose ring. She's more tan. It's like, what the fuck happened to you, girl? Like, holy.
She's Hollywood, Marty.
Marty. But if you look at her filmography, it's like it's a weird collection of stuff and a lot of like horror movies. But she does show up in Rachel Sennett's show I Love LA from this year. And she also is listed as having a voice role in Stranger Things Tales from '85.
Oh yeah.
Which I don't know what to say on that note, but I'm looking forward to seeing because without her in this movie, I don't think you get anywhere near the emotional stakes, because Marty actually cares about her, but he's so self-obsessed that he needs to be knocked down in the end to like fully realize it.
Yeah. And they complement each other in the perfect way of like, for most of the movie, Marty is so dialed in on just like, I need to accomplish what I need to accomplish. I can't worry about anybody else.
Manifest destiny.
All Odessa's character as Rachel just wants to be like seen as like, hey, you care about me.
Yeah.
And it's also like, get me away from my abusive boyfriend.
Get like, even if you aren't going to be tennis world champion, life with you is better.
Yes, 100%.
Let's talk about the big dog.
Where do we begin on Timmy?
Well, let's start with this man has had the juice for a decade at this point.
Yep.
Timmy is that guy, pal. Like, if we are at the point where I forget which LA theater it was, but they're literally doing a Timothy Chalamet like career retrospective where they're literally just doing a bunch of his films, and I'm like, and everyone's like, he just turned 30. And it's like, yes, but he is in a rare class of people where he has elite taste and has elite talent. Like, if you're looking through the directors he's worked with, we're looking at like We're looking at Greta Gerwig. We're looking at Greta Gerwig. We're looking at Luca Guadagnino. We're looking at Denis Villeneuve. We're looking at Christopher Nolan. We're looking at
Josh Safdie.
We're looking at Josh Safdie. We're looking at Wes Anderson. Like he is working with legitimate people, and they want to work with him. It's like this man has more juice than I think any actor since Leo. Like, is that a crazy statement?
I mean, I don't think so.
Like, when was the last time we had someone truly just set the world afire? Like this, because it feels like it's been a while. And now he is Dune coming out. My beloved Dune Part 3, Lisan Al Gaib, my dear Chalamet, my dear Denis, coming out. And this is going to be his his third or fourth Oscar nom, and he's currently, and we'll touch on it later, but the front runner for the win. I don't see that changing unless the BAFTAs go really wonky. And it'll be the rare case of the Academy validating the great young talent. And when that happens, everyone will be happy. And we're going to get like we have to recognize the fact that he is 30. We have 40 more years of him. We have 40 30 minimum. Well, you have to be a little careful. About that.
Like, I mean, I have a personal take on this movie. I don't know when I want to drop it. It's not a bad thing at all, but
let's wait until we get a little more into it, and then we'll drop it. But I don't think this is my favorite Chalamet performance, but I do think this is the one where we finally go, okay, yeah, like he's fully undeniable now.
What would you say is your number one?
We can grumble about the. I don't even necessarily want to say. I don't necessarily want to say like the politics of the movie. I'm about to say as much as it's a whose co-star is issue, but like Call Me by Your Name is a genuinely astounding movie. Call Me by Your Name is so good, and he is stupendous in it. That from a pure like dramatic level, I don't think I've seen him do better. And the thing with that is, that's a much more quiet and internal film where it's one struggling with themselves. Whereas Marty Supreme is a man against the is a New York man against the entire world, and it's loud as a So it's like we are talking for two completely opposite ends of the acting spectrum, and I lean more on the Marty Supreme side. But that's just my thoughts on what I would pick out of a Chalamet grouping.
So yeah, as we get into the plot, if you haven't seen Marty Supreme, sorry about it.
Brothers, you had plenty of time in the theater, and I think you can probably get it on VOD now. So sorry, not sorry.
And I think it'll be releasing in select theaters in March with all the Best Picture nominees.
Go to your local AMC theater. I promise this is not SpawnCon.
But if you do want a SpawnCon, hit our line.
Well, no. I'm saying because of my side work.
I know.
This is not SpawnCon. Do not pay attention to the man behind the curtain.
That is actually Christian Oz right there.
You'll see nothing.
So the plot. Can we just start with the setting actually? Because goddamn, does this movie do such a great job of just inserting you into 1950s New York City.
Let's not even just say setting, just the entire craft of the movie,
It's
where
awesome.
costuming, A+ job, guys. Cinematography, A+ job, guys. Editing, A+. Like, you feel like you've stumbled into a random fucking New York wherever.
I genuinely felt like, and from a theater going experience, like you get transported into 1950s New York. Like it fully immerses you in it, and like it was just such a job well done.
I've never been in 1950s New York, but I would fully buy that is 1950s New York.
Yeah, 100%. So our guy Marty Mauser.
Marty.
What a New York name.
Yes. What and it is a very Jewish New York name.
It's so perfect. Marty Mauser works as a shoe salesman at his.
He sells shoes.
So stereotypical. Uncle Murray.
Uncle Murray.
Again, so Jewish New York, and it just is so perfect. Works at his Uncle Murray's shop while also competing professionally as a table tennis player. That's the thing too with this movie, Christian, for me, is that yes,
it's about the hustle.
It's the hustle, and it's a sports movie about a non-traditional sport that just gets you captivated. Like we have your football movies, your baseball movies, hockey, basketball. You even have, your plethora of boxing movies and stuff. The fact that you get like so invested into Marty Mauser wanting to be the best at table tennis just tells you everything you need to know about how good this movie is.
Shout out Ford versus Ferrari.
Yeah, like you even have your racing movies, but to get like swallowed into the hustle and bustle of professional table tennis in 1950s New York is just unbelievable the way they captivate you with it.
Yeah.
Marty dreams of winning the British Open and defeating defending champion Bela Kletsky to bring American attention to the sport. And I think that's part of it too. It's like you're like following along with Marty of like him wanting table tennis to pop off, and you want like that accomplishment for him.
Yeah, and you know what? Let's do a little fun thing here. What pro athlete today does Marty make you think of?
Ooh.
Because this man talks the biggest shit on the face of the fucking earth. Mm-hmm. I mean, which we'll talk about what he says in that one interview, but the guy Kletsky is based on that's all a real story. Mm-hmm. That's all a real story.
Which is also the wild part. Who does Marty real life athlete remind me?
Which I don't think there's an NFL player who currently who talks enough shit, but it definitely feels like we're dealing with like a prime Draymond type thing.
Yeah.
Where it's just man will run his mouth, get himself in trouble, and he's probably not the best player, but he's one of the best.
So say even like Richard Sherman in his heyday.
Yeah, but I didn't want to say Sherman because I'm trying to talk about players who are still playing.
Fair.
And like I want to bring up Anthony Edwards, but I also feel like he's like too good to be used in this convo.
Jimmy Butler?
Yeah. Let's leave it on Draymond because while that feels a little disrespectful, I do think people would agree that like with all the shit Marty gets up to in this movie, if you subbed in Draymond Green, you would be like, checks out, checks out. Car getting involved with some people, fights, scams. Like, sure, yeah, I could see Draymond getting himself stuck in all that mess.
Marty also pitches selling orange novelty table tennis balls bearing his name to his friend Dion and Dion's businessman father, and is having an affair with his married childhood friend Rachel Meisler.
Odessa.
Yes. Marty demands $700 for his London trip, but Murray refuses.
Which he claims he's owed.
Yes.
Which
concern for Marty's mother and wanting him to keep his job.
Yeah.
And then after hours, Marty robs the shop's vault by threatening his coworker Lloyd at gunpoint.
Which it is the lightest threat in existence.
Yes.
Where he's just like, brother, I don't want to shoot you, but I'm going to tell you exactly how you can get out of this and not be in any trouble at all. So you can just have an excuse to give me the money.
It's like, I have a gun. I'm gonna shoot you.
I have a gun. I'm going to shoot you. However, if you give me the money, you can say this, and you're fine.
So good. Such a good scene. And then in London, Marty, unhappy with the players' barracks, he then decides to stay at the Ritz Hotel, where he then seduces former actress Kay Stone, played by Gwyneth Paltrow, and meets her wealthy husband, pen magnate Milton Rockwell, aka Kevin O'Leary.
Which can we talk about how that's like an elite 1940s rich guy name, Milton Rockwell. Like A+ shit there, man. A+ naming, but before we move on from that, you know what? Let's run through the rest of that. Let's run through the rest of that, and then I'll bring up what I wanted to say.
Marty defeats Kletsky in the semifinals, but loses the final to Koto Endo, a deaf Japanese player using a sponge racket. Rockwell offers Marty an exhibition match against Endo in Tokyo before the World Championships, but Marty declines upon learning he would be expected to throw the match to appease Japanese audiences. And Rockwell tells Marty that he is already a vaudeville performer since he is touring internationally with Kletsky as a novelty act for the Harlem Globetrotters.
I want to talk about how the table tennis is shot.
Yes, go for it.
It is shot basically all with wide angles. Mm-hmm. But like they're either like very far away or they're kind of near the table. And I want to think about that in relation to a movie I think it would be fun for us to talk about if it ever ends up back on Prime, but Challengers, where that's so kind of chaotically shot and edited as a tennis movie at times. And then you have this where it's all very controlled and they let it all happen in frame. And they all let it happen practically for the most part, which I think is key. Because one of the reasons like Ford versus Ferrari works when we're talking about these like abnormal quote unquote sports movies is that in Ford versus Ferrari, spoiler, they actually shot stuff with a mocked up car. And now while they didn't exactly shoot it on some of the tracks, playing that with CGI, they were using an actual car, with cameras mounted on the car. Like, it's the reason this works so well is because we are fed the practicality of it, and we feel it, and our brains recognize that more. And to me, that's very important in how this film manages to succeed.
Yeah, I love the way that they shot, because it gives you just the full like dimension of wherever they're playing too. Like, and it's every single match, like you get the full like what's the word I'm looking for? You get like the full weight of the room, you get the full just like ambiance of those scenes, and it's really well shot.
Yeah, when Gwyneth Paltrow first shows up to the final, it's this really wide shot that's almost with like her on with the camera almost mounted on the balcony as she's walking across, and we're getting the table tennis kind of on the like left third of the frame, and we're just soaking up the atmosphere. It's just like A plus stuff.
Yeah, 100%. Also the scene where like they're like the whole sequence of when they're traveling with the Harlem Globetrotters, and they're just going to different cities, and just the different acts they're putting on is just so well done.
Yeah, like it is also like the true humbling of Marty as he's getting beat by a seal. He's getting beat by a sea lion. It's the moment where Marty's like, "Fuck, he's right."
Does that, chips off a piece of an ancient pyramid.
Which let's get to him coming home so we can talk about his great line about we built that.
So back in New York, Marty is arrested for stealing from Murray, but he escapes and he reconnects with Rachel.
Time.
And who claims the baby is his.
Time in the round for a moment. We have a lot to unpack about him getting home. His mom basically being like, "Hey, no, sorry, hey, Marty." And so he gets back. The mom's like kind of wigged out, but she gets part of the pyramid and everything. And Marty gets the shower, and he comes back, and it's the cop and his fucking uncle. He's like, "What the fuck's happening here?" It's basically.
Yeah, that was.
And then Marty is basically, for the lack of a better phrase here, playing a game with the cop. And then the uncle, who basically has the cop like in his back pocket, who basically has the cop in his back pocket, gets Marty quote unquote off, and Marty's like, "Let me change in the clothes," and then zippity day, I'm going down the fire escape and running away, and off he goes to the pet shop, and him just totally not clocking at all that she's pregnant is, and until she walks into the back and is basically just like staring at him like, "Anything you want to say?" Anything at all, Chief?
Yeah, and I mean, we even have to rewind a little bit to just the opening sequence, when opening a credit scene, and sperm. We completely just left that out. Perfect foreshadowing.
Forever young, I want to be forever. Jesus, like, how on the nose do we want to be?
When that started, I'm sitting in the movie theater. I'm like, what the fuck is this movie that I'm watching?
Yeah,
It was great, but in the best way possible. It was so goddamn.
Yeah,
funny.
it was the fun, strange, like, what the fuck's happening moment. But yeah, then we get to them at the pet store, And she's just like, and Marty's like, what? It's
claims the baby is his, and that whole sequence is just pure chaos.
yeah.
And while staying
Just you wait, it gets more chaotic.
and while staying in a rundown hotel with his friend Wally, a taxi driver played by Tyler the Creator, Marty discovers that he has been banned from the World Championship unless he pays a $1,500 fine to the International Table Tennis Association for fraudulently expensing his Ritz stay. And then all hell breaks loose in this goddamn hotel.
Where to start? Where to start, Kyle? Do you have a particular favorite thing? Between the bathtub falling through, them trying to get their money back, the giant bag full of money and being given money to take care of the dog, and like just let's quickly unpack all this.
It's just so chaotic. You know, you get the dog who the hotel owner manager is basically saying, "Don't bring that dog in the elevator.
Don't bring that dog in here.
Don't bring that dog in here. That dog stinks."
P.U. brother.
And then he's telling Marty not to use the bathtub because the bath will collapse, and Marty can't hear over all the chaos. I would assume that's my headcanon there, or he's just choosing to ignore it and he's just trying to get his money. Marty's got to shower and everything. And then the bathtub collapses to the floor. And
yep.
Injures mobster Ezra Mishkin, who pays Marty to take his dog Moses to a veterinarian. And he's got cash.
He's got cash, and he's got to hustle up $1,500. So what does Marty do? Well, what do Marty and his friend do, Kyle?
Whew.
Every day we hustling.
Hustling. I felt like I was watching that episode of Drake and Josh when they're hustling in the pool hall. Because Marty instead hustles patrons at a New Jersey bowling alley with Wally to raise the money.
Bitch, you would be dead if you hustled at a New Jersey pool hall.
God.
Let me tell you something.
The bowlers later attacked them at a gas station, but Marty and Wally escaped, damaging the taxi and setting the station on fire. And Moses runs away during the scuffle, and Marty's like, "We gotta get that dog."
We gotta get that dog. I will say I have not seen a hustle run that well since the movie White Men Can't Jump, The Color of Money. Like, take your pick. Like Marty and him ran that hustle pretty good, if you ask me.
Yeah, they were hustling and jiving. That's for damn sure.
And the only thing they didn't plan for was to have to fill up the fucking taxi. All of this could have been fixed if you had filled up the taxi, you idiots.
You imbeciles.
You fools.
Rockwell returns to New York, having financed a play to relaunch Kay's career. After having sex with Kay, Marty steals her necklace. You dirty dog. You dirty dog.
You dirty dog.
Woof. After an attempt to pawn it, karma comes due as he learns his costume jewelry.
It's costume jewelry, Marty. Marty is costume jewelry.
Rachel comes to Marty with a black eye, claiming her husband Ira has beaten her, prompting Marty to assault him. Marty and Rachel stay with Dion, played by Luke Manley, who reveals he had produced the novelty balls, but Marty failed to follow up. Marty and Rachel steal Dion's car and attempt to find Moses to extort money from Mishkin, but flee after being shot at by a farmer who has taken Moses in. That guy was fucking scary, man.
A farmer played by Penn Jillette.
Oh, just intimidating as all hell. The way they the camera angles that they used on him were just so perfect because it made him feel larger than life.
Yep. Penn Penn Gillette confirmed menacing human being, even if you don't have your glasses or your facial hair or anything like that.
Yeah. And Penn was not afraid to sling some slurs out there.
Well,
Whew. That just added to the tension too.
Yeah.
Because the way that he like just delivered those lines, I was like, "Holy shit!" So yeah, Dion throws them out for stealing and damaging his car and discards the novelty balls. That was so sad, but such a satisfying view and sound when all of those balls just hit the sidewalk.
It was a very tasty shot.
Oh, just
very tasty shot.
Orange dots just pinging and ponging, if you will.
Budunk.
Marty learns Rachel faked her injury to manipulate him and leaves her. Rachel tells her husband Ira the baby is not his, and he throws her out of the house. Ira's such a scumbag too. Like, just
thanks, Captain Obvious.
As the movie progresses too, like, he just becomes more and more of the biggest piece of shit. And like, that's how you know somebody's playing like a good villain character, is you just like absolutely despise them. I hated Ira the character in this movie just because of how villainous they were.
Yeah. Piece of shit boyfriend is a common trope, but it's never disliked, I would say.
Say it louder for the people in the back.
I'll tell you what.
I said.
I'll say, if I couldn't lick horn, I'll say, praise the Lord. Etc.
Not to go off book, but the last episode we did was our Knives Out episode. If we ever got the Looney Tunes doing Knives Out, and we just got a reprise of Wake Up Dead Man, we need Josh Brolin to just be Foghorn Leghorn.
No. What we actually need is we need Foghorn Leghorn and Benoit Blanc in the same scene talking to each other. I'll say, what part of Kentucky are you from, son? I'm from Lexington.
Space Jam making Knives Out the only human character instead of it being Michael Jordan.
Oh dear.
That'd be great. We've cracked the code on the next Knives Out movie for Ryan Johnson.
Oh, please. Please. Well, see, the funny thing is we're already kind of getting that movie. It's called Coyote vs. Acme.
That's so true.
Except that's just a court case.
Yeah.
So is it too late to edit Benoit Blanc into the film, guys?
He's the one that crashes into the courtroom at the very end.
I'll say, he's a lion. He's a lion, man.
I'll say, Your Honor.
Okay, we need to get this under control.
That's great. That was great. At the opening of Kay's play, Marty apologizes for stealing her jewelry. Though she sees through him, Kay tells Marty to meet her that night in Central Park, where she gives him a valuable necklace to pay his fine and travel.
Except...
I've been really trying. Marty and Kay begin having sex in Central Park, but are soon caught by the police and use the necklace to bribe the officers into releasing them. Kay offers him another necklace, but receives a poor review during the after party for the play and breaks down, leaving her indisposed.
Boom, boom, boom.
Marty then begs Rockwell to revive the Tokyo exhibition offer. And Rockwell agrees on the condition and reveals that he's a vampire. But then, agreeing on the condition that Marty submit to a humiliation sequence and gets publicly spanked.
No ass doubles for Timmy. Like, did we really need to know that?
What scene? What was this scene, man?
Well, it was a bringing someone back down to earth, and also just rich people being fucking demons.
Oh,
Like there's so much thematic stuff you can mine from that. But I just can kind of like, if we want to have fun, just view it as like Kevin O'Leary being a fucking creep and move on.
I mean, the whole vampire line was.
Which, so from what I remember, people saying that he does have a history of like saying like he has said that on like Shark Tank.
Mm,
So it's
Kevin O'Leary playing Kevin O'Leary.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was.
There is no vampire here.
He was like, "I'm a vampire," and I was like, "What?"
I'm a vampire.
It's like the scene in Spot. You what?
Pardon?
We get the public humiliation and the public spanking of Marty. And before Marty leaves, he and Rachel are kidnapped by Mishkin after Rachel attempts to con him with another dog. Mishkin forces them to take him to the farmhouse where Moses was found, and holy fuck was my anxiety on full display during this whole sequence.
This was when the Safdie brothers of it all kicked up to 1,000,000.
Woo.
Where it's like, okay, so for the first half of the movie, you're getting like, okay, like this is a sports movie where some shit's happening, but oh well, whatever. And then it's probably about once you get through the Tyler Creator part and they go to the farmhouse for the first time, it's like, what the fuck are we doing, guys? Like, send help ASAP.
That was full blown like anxiety attack scene, and that's how you knew you were watching the Safdie of it all, as you said. So Shootout leaves the farmer, Mishkin, and his men dead, and Rachel wounded. That was also like full blown anxiety because it's like, holy shit, she got shot, she's pregnant. Like, what is going to happen here? Marty discovers the money is mostly worthless clippings.
Money? What money?
What money are we talking about? Rachel, he takes Rachel to the hospital as she goes into premature labor and then leaves for Tokyo. And in Japan, Marty is told he is too late to enter the World Championship, even if he pays his fine. He loses the exhibition match as planned, but when Rockwell plans to further humiliate him by making him kiss a pig on stage, more rich people shit, Marty announces that the match was a sham and demands a real rematch, to which Endo agrees, and Marty narrowly wins. Refused passage home by Rockwell, Marty flies back with U.S. Army soldiers, reunites with his mother at the hospital, confesses his love to a recovering Rachel, and breaks down in tears upon meeting his newborn son.
Oh. Okay, so here's where we can talk about it. Let's talk about the the final tennis match. What were your thoughts?
The non-rigged one?
Yes, the non-rigged one.
It was just, I was dialed in watching one of the most epic sequences of a sports movie. It was just like, you knew Marty was like a scumbag, but you wanted him to win and like persevere so badly.
He knew how to play the villain to get them on his side, but you were also cheering for him so hard, and like, even though like you were like, he has to win this, right? That doubt was still sitting in your head. You're like, oh, like every shot.
You were like,
It was just
on the edge of your
anxiety.
seat watching it. It was incredible, and it goes back to the way that those scenes were shot too. Like we were talking about earlier, like the way that whole final table tennis match goes down was just so brilliantly shot, and it felt like an epic of a sports movie.
Yeah.
the what was I gonna bring up with that whole sequence?
Him saying he's a vampire behind the stage, the line.
What was it? I forget. But
It's a dick in a box.
oh, I remember. I was gonna say
That's the thing that prompts it, Kyle.
irony that wrote out of me. The needle drops in this movie were phenomenal.
Correct.
Like, and the fact that they weren't all of the 1950 songs, but they still worked to help tell the story was just pure, like, masterclass job.
Yeah.
Like, every single one, I was like, ooh, great song choice. This song fit, like, one after the next. It was just perfect music selection.
Yeah. The Safdie brought the. When you watch enough movies, especially in today's age, you really start to realize, like, okay, there are some people who can do needle drops and some people who cannot do needle drops. Josh Safdie is one of the people who can do needle drops, along with PTA.
Yeah. They were fantastic in this movie. And like we were saying, like, it genuinely goes from really fun sports movie to anxiety-induced roller coaster ride of a thriller to epic sports movie, and you're paying the price of admission for one.
Yeah.
Which is like the best part.
Dealer's choice.
What else in this movie like stands out to you in terms of whether it be Timmy performance, A24, Safdie, like what else kind of like pops off the page?
I mean, I do think we need to have a conversation about the A24 marketing, because this film cost somewhere between 50 and 100 million.
It was a $60 to $70 million budget, I think.
Yes, and it now has become the highest grossing A24 film at the worldwide box office ever. Like, can we appreciate just how they have managed to achieve that, given that this, for all intents and intents and purposes, is a independent studio, and so we somehow managed to get this to what will end up being 150 million and 93 domestic. Like, this almost made 100 million domestically.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fucking money.
Mm-hmm.
And it was driven a whole of a lot by the Timmy marketing machine, but also them understanding how to reach younger audiences, which I think is something that is harder and harder for people to figure out now.
Yes.
Like, for movies like this, like, you need to target the, let's just say, under 35 age group.
Mm-hmm.
Because if those people come, you are going to hit the box office numbers.
Yeah.
Because as someone who spends time occasionally at a theater in a box office, while we were getting senior citizens for that movie, it was a lot of the 35 and under crowd, and it's easy to know why.
Yeah. And I think like we were saying earlier, like the way Timmy just you put him in a movie now, people are gonna go see it, no matter what the premise is. I think he's at that point where, especially with that 35 and under age group, where he is like in the pop culture zeitgeist, he has crossed over to like so many different worlds that like If people see his name attached to something, 9 times out of 10, immediately people are going to go and watch that movie.
Yeah.
Like, he's reached that already at age 30, which is
Insane.
crazy to think about, and it just makes me question, what the fuck am I doing wrong in my life?
I don't know, Kyle. What are you doing wrong in your life?
How much time do you got, my friend?
I don't know. We've been talking about for about an hour 10 minutes. So I don't know, maybe an hour and a half more.
You know. But yeah, I mean, this movie rocked, and I'm just like, where's Timothy Chalamet right now for you in terms of actors that are actively going? Like, where does he rank?
I definitely think I mean, while I wouldn't call him my favorite actor, he's definitely an actor I trust to give me a good project that I will not feel like I've wasted my time going to see, and that I will have gotten my money's worth in one way or another. Like, I think he's the most bankable young actor by a mile and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something exceptional in this current day and age.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get that many Timmys.
Yeah.
They are increasingly few and few, but when you get them, man, it's something special.
100%. And just looking here at the ratings too, 94% on Rotten Tomatoes. CinemaScore gave it a B+.
Bang.
A+ to F scale. Metacritic, 89 out of 100. It was just I feel like it's rare this day and age to have a movie where I feel like so many people are on the same page too.
Yeah.
Like, so many people just thoroughly enjoyed this movie for the same reason, a multitude of reasons. Like, everyone felt very much in lockstep on, like, Marty Supreme rocked.
Yeah.
Which was really cool to see too. Like, you don't really get the masses in this day and age kind of like agreeing on a project. And I feel like a number of the best pictures nominees this year are in that category, where a lot of people are in lockstep with, like, yeah, these movies are awesome.
Yeah. Like, as a society, we are collectively in lockstep that, like, yeah, like, this was a good movie year. Mm-hmm. As much as the box office was like, oh, like, we were maybe expecting something slightly better, it's like, no, this kind of did exactly what it was supposed to do, and none of us are like, oh no, what is it? What is this? We're just like, yep, that, like, this was a good movie year.
And I think going into, because this is a 2025 movie, obviously, like, going into 2025, like, I feel like we were, like, almost trying to jump through the year and, like, just get through it to get to 2026, where, like, 2025 ended up being a really awesome movie.
I mean, part of it is, look at all the big name directors with films coming out this year. Like, that was the whole thing.
And then you just look at, like, the multitude of just, like, home run type movies we got in 2025 was
and
exceeded expectations for so many people.
And even the, like, surprise ones, where it's like a movie like Weapons, where it's like,
mm-hmm.
where it's like, I was very much like, oh, like, where I was like, this will probably be a good movie, and then it made, I don't know, make sure I get this number right, because I'm gonna go to the worldwide box office. Weapons was the 23rd highest grossing of the movie of the year. Made just under $270 million as a totally original film. Like, imagine me telling you that 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like one battle after another made over 200 million. Predator Badlands made $184 million. A Chainsaw Man movie made 162. A Demon Slayer movie made 732. A Minecraft movie made 960 million. A um the supposedly last Conjuring film made just under 500 million, which I'm like, that's rough. I don't like that. Sinners made a little under 370. The Housemaid made 356. Marty Supreme made just under 150. Bridget Jones mad about a boy, a movie which in the U.S. was dropped only straight to Peacock but was released in theaters internationally, made 140 million. Like, in today's day and age, this is genuinely great. Like, all of this.
Best movie year post pandemic we've had?
I believe so.
Date?
I believe so.
Which is awesome.
Yes. It's stupendous.
So for our rating system, we've obviously been doing it scale 1 to 10. I was thinking, do we want to rehash because it'll be easy to adjust? Do we want to go 0 to 100? Is that easier?
Yeah, yes and no. Where I prefer to just operate via the letterbox system.
I
though
figured we could like pigeonhole like this number to this number equals the stars on.
Yeah, like,
Letterboxd.
I'm fine giving it a letterbox rating and then like maybe inching it up or down a little.
Mm-hmm.
But fundamentally, it's like a hard thing for me to like this is a 98 versus a 94. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here? it's either a 9.5 or it's a 5 out of 5, or it's a 10. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
I do want to pull up our personal reviews.
Be my guest.
For Marty Supreme.
Molly, baby, sugar, darling.
On Letterboxd, which follow us on Letterboxd at StreamerSZN. I am personally on Letterboxd now as well.
Welcome. Join us, Kyle.
Obviously on Letterboxd. And our profiles are hyperlinked in our Letterboxd bio. Christian, you gave Marty Supreme a 4.5 out of 5 stars.
Yep.
Your review, like a transom hurtling through New York City, Marty is the ultimate showman, hustler, grifter, and chaser is something greater in life. No friend, farmer, uncle, man, woman, or vampire will stop him in his quest. In between a book-ending pair of stupendous sports movie sequences, Josh Safdie introduces the brothers' signature NYC mania to some of its peak capacity. Pair that with Chalamet swinging for the fences, and you get the performance of the year.
Yep.
I gave Marty Supreme 5 out of 5. I absolutely loved it. I'll drop my take once I read off my review. I said Timothy Chalamet is absolutely phenomenal in this sports meets thriller period piece. The Safdie effect is incredible, and every aspect of the movie delivers in ways you would never expect. The supporting cast is brilliantly assembled from top to bottom. One of the best films I've seen this decade. Christian, I've been waiting for us to record this. I've been waiting to get this out so we can properly clip this take
Okay.
here. Hopefully it makes its way to Timmy. Hopefully it makes its way to the people that be. After I watched Marty Supreme, I walked out of that theater was a little after midnight. I went to like a 9:30 showing.
Checks out.
I walked out of that theater and I said to myself, Marty Supreme reinvigorated my love for watching movies.
Happy to hear it.
It genuinely, like, I don't know what, like, overcame me after walking out of that theater, but from that screening, I was like, holy shit, this is what I've been, like, yearning for from a movie, like, to, like, have some sort of effect on me. And Marty Supreme did just that. Like, it reinvigorated my love for movies. It got me juiced up to, like, not overhaul, but, like, reinvent this show. And shout out to Timmy Chalamet, shout out to Josh Safdie, the whole cast, for being an ignition point here to just get me back on track with just loving movies.
I mean, not to half sound like an asshole, but if you look at the history of what we have covered on this pod, and then we watch something like Marty Supreme, you can tangibly feel the difference in care and craft versus what, if we're being honest, 90% of the stuff we've talked about on this pod is like extremely commercial. So I feel like there's something to be said about that in this entire process.
It's fair to say, like, what I will assume two of our highest rated movies or projects we've done on this show are A24. Everything Everywhere All at Once, Marty Supreme.
Yep. You don't say.
Which I did make a list for us on our podcast Letterboxd. It is the Hall of Film, which will be our greatest projects that we like, our favorite projects we've done on this show. And it'll just be living there, and then I'll link the podcast episodes that we review them moving forward too, so you can have them in our reviews there. But it'll be the Hall of Film on our Letterboxd. It's one of our lists. It'll be pinned on our profile too.
My
5. I mean, like, we both universally really enjoyed this film.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite thing now is going to be trying to drag you into my world of the the compelling, strange, and bleak as fuck European films I love to watch. Because, man, you don't know how bad I want you to watch Funny Games now.
I was at my day job had like a holiday work party recently, and we were all talking about stuff, and someone brought up The Barbarian. I was like, I
no,
hate that movie.
It's Kyle. It's just Barbarian.
Yes, I call it. It's like Ohio State. It's the Barbarian, because that movie was barbaric.
It is it for you. It is the traumatic moment.
Yes, they were like, "Oh, Barbarian." Yeah, I loved Barbarian. I was like, I fucking hated that movie.
I love Barbarian. Insert Kyle PTSD dog meme.
I'm literally the guy at war. Like, what did you say?
What do you say, you little shit?
You like activate me like I'm the Winter Soldier. Just like different mode.
Barbarian. What?
So yeah, we have Marty Supreme to put into the logs here. For reference, second movie of the year. We did Wake Up Dead Man and Knives Out Mystery. Christian, you gave that an 8 out of 10.
Stand by it.
I gave it a 7.8 out of 10, which gave it a 7.9 overall. Marty Supreme, where does it fall for you?
Pull up my thing, because I know I had a 9 on Letterboxd, but that's because we have to do whole numbers there. Where's my table for last year? Hold on. Let's say a 9.5. 9-1. 9-1, 9-2, somewhere there. Like there is stuff I liked more, but I do think this clears over a 9 flat for me.
Yeah, I mean, for reference, you and I both gave Everything Everywhere All at Once a flat 10 out of 10.
Yes, but also that film is such a unicorn in so many ways that it's an exception to the rule when it comes to rating.
That's the perfect movie barometer. Which, like, Marty Supreme for me came damn close. Like, I fucking love this movie. I'm gonna go 9-7.
Oof.
I liked it a lot.
Big things from Kyle.
Yeah, huge fan. Like I said, like, this movie, like, I walked out of that theater and was like, holy shit, I'm ready to watch movies again. Absolutely loved it. 9-7, the score for me. Which, like, in essence, you can multiply our decimals by 100 and get our 0 to 100 score. But if we do a little average here for the average score, it's going to be a 9.4 out of 10 overall score there for Marty Supreme.
Marty.
With our two scores. So, Christian, you give it a 9-1. I give it a 9-7. 4.5 stars out of 5 on Letterboxd for Christian. 5 stars for me. I think 9.4 falls into the 4.5 star. Threshold. That was the word I was thinking.
Well, I mean, it's, if we're speaking technically, I would argue it's above because 4.5 is just a 9 flat.
Yeah, that's fair. But we'll have our Marty Supreme review with this podcast episode linked on Letterboxd for you all by the time you're listening to this. So shout out to Timmy Chalamet, shout out to Marty Supreme, one of our highest rated movies in show history.
Yep.
Which, before we move to our next movie, want to talk to you guys about our pals over at 47, the official headwear partner of Underground Industries. I'm rocking the Super Bowl 59 hat right now. I'm always wearing 47. I go to the movie theater, I'm putting a 47 hat right on my head. They're truly the most comfortable hats in the game, from the hitch style to the dad hat style that you can't go wrong. They've got everything you could want. Plus, A24 and 47 did a collab with Marty Supreme for all the New York sports teams. That was pretty sweet on their storefront. Those things sold like hotcakes, but that's how you know they're good. A24 is doing collabs with 47. But use our link in the description. Shop with 47 and get free shipping on all orders when you join the 47 family. It's their rewards program. You earn points for every purchase you make, and that goes towards you getting free gear. And if it's free, it's for me. So use our link in the description. Shop with 47. Join the 47 family and get free shipping on all orders with our friends at 47. And we thank them for being a proud partner of the podcast and the official headwear partner of Underground Industries. Christian, we go from 1950s New York to Miami? Question mark.
Do you insert a knockoff Miami Vice theme?
Yeah.
The Rip,
who has a member of its production team that is family friends with our good pal Pat Pitts. The Rip, Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. And quite frankly, this cast is Ben Affleck and Matt Damon running a two-man game. With,
pretty much.
An above-average supporting cast, but Damon and Affleck are quite literally the focal points of this bad boy, and boy, is it fun seeing them back on the screen together.
Oh, yeah.
straight to Netflix as well.
Me.
Fine.
I'll allow it because it's artist equity.
Yeah. The Rotten Tomatoes 79% for this bad boy. Washington Post awarded it 2.5 out of 4 stars. Metacritic 63 out of 100, and Letterboxd average score 3.1 out of 5 stars. Just seeing these two, with, like we were saying, Damon and Affleck back together, kind of just in their element. I enjoyed that it was out of the Boston area, but
Out of the Boston area,
right. My biggest take on this movie too is you could have had this set in nowhere,
1.5 billion
USA,
cities,
and it's the same movie because they say it's Miami, but I don't feel like I'm in Miami outside of maybe half of one scene.
Yeah, I mean, in defense of that, how much of the movie is spent in a house in a cul-de-sac?
Right, like this could have been shot in small suburb New Jersey, and it's the same movie. Like the only time I felt like we were in Miami was when they were outside in that one scene, and you see like the architecture of the homes.
Yeah.
And you see palm trees, and I was like, "Oh, right, we're in Miami." Plot line here: trust phrase when a team of Miami cops discovers millions in cash inside a rundown stash house, calling everyone and everything into question.
I mean, even with that log line, I think we first have to mention how the film starts.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's Damon and Affleck, 2-man game, just like perfect duality of man in the police office. Like, you kind of just see like the way both of them handle things solo. But
yeah, I was
perfect like tag team.
I was more so talking about how the captain.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So let's quickly explain that to explain why everything was why the suspicion game was in play.
Yeah, so you get Captain Jackie Velez of the Miami-Dade Police Department get murdered, like right off the rip, and it's kind of just like a holy shit intro to the movie, and being like, okay, what am I getting into? You have somebody automatically kind of getting taken out and murked. She's murdered. Suspicion falls on her specialized unit, the TNT, the Tactical Narcotics Team, amid rumors of crooked cops robbing drug houses. So then her second in command, Lieutenant Dane Dumars, Lieutenant Dane.
I appreciate them giving him a southern name when he's just speaking with his normal accent. Again, it's just like, are we sure this is Miami?
Right. I'm like, are we sure we're not in like just Maine? Same principle. But Dane Dumars receives a tip about an address in Hialeah and leads his fellow detectives J.D. Byrne, Mike Rowe, not the dirty jobs guy, Numa Baptiste, and Lolo Salazar to search the house for illicit money. When asked how much money, Dumars tells each team member a different number.
Which you pick up on that, that becomes clear really, really quick, and you have an idea why really quick, given the intro you've been given.
Yeah, this was how do I want to put this? We to go back to Wake Up Dead Man, we said that was more of a why done it type of movie than a who done it. this was a whodunit, but you kind of know who done did it pretty early on.
Yeah, this is more of a trying to get away with it movie, even though only one person's trying to get away with it.
Right.
and he's like the fifth billed person in the movie. But I digress.
So then we go to Desi Molina, the late homeowner's granddaughter.
Which I will legitimately say, I was like, Sasha Calais? like it felt like she'd been wiped off the face of the earth after the Flash.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, there she is.
Yeah, she's back.
She's alive.
She's the late homeowner's granddaughter who reluctantly lets the team inside, and there they discover $20 million in drug cartel cash.
In which they had the appropriate reaction of,
hidden in the attic. Dumars, realizing the high risk associated with seizing such a large sum of money, disobeys standard protocol, and refusing to notify higher command, he also confiscates the team's phones, although Rose secretly uses a burner phone on his full-blown Kevin Durant type flow.
Stop texting me. Kevin Durant is a great actor. Whoops. Backspace, delete tweet.
After an uneasy encounter with local officers, the team arm themselves as they count the money on site per standard procedure. Desi explains that she was instructed to offer a share of the money if the stash was discovered, and Dumars becomes suspicious after learning she was once a police informant. That was like part of like the thriller aspect of it, like the local cops. Like I thought they did a good job of just feeling like shady and slimy.
I mean, Damon and Affleck clocked it pretty fucking quick. It's like, well, we're kind of fucked here anyway.
That was brilliant. And then just like the use of Morse code was an interesting choice.
Yeah.
As mysterious calls to the house threaten the team to leave, Byrne confronts Dumars for lying about the original tip, which he refuses to show him. Fearing the lieutenant is preparing to steal the money, Byrne calls DEA agent Matty Nix, who suggests Dumars may have been involved with Velez's death. Realizing the empty neighborhood is under the cartel's control, Byrne investigates a nearby house alone, and Desi warns Rowe that she heard Dumars convince Baptiste and Salazar to help rob the stash. The power is cut as the house takes heavy gunfire. Salazar is wounded while Dumars and Rowe chase off the gunman. Byrne appears with a cartel lookout from the neighboring house who calls his boss. He explains they did not attack the detectives and the cartel is willing to abandon their money, but warns that Velez may have been killed by a member of her own team. Byrne turns on Dumars. Rowe loses his phone in the scuffle, and the house catches fire as Nix arrives. Leaving Baptiste and Salazar with Desi, the other detectives accompany Nix and the money bags in the back of an armored vehicle. Dumars reveals that Velez sent him the tip before she was killed, planning to use the house as bait for the crooked heist crew. To force them into action, he led everyone to believe he was stealing the money himself. When the mysterious callers mentioned the money amount, Dumars told Rowe. He deduced Rowe was in league with the crew, which includes Nix and the Hialeah officers. Nix and his men made the threatening calls and shot at the house while Rowe set the fire. Dumars later shared his plan with Byrne, who stole Rowe's burner in the scuffle, which Rowe uses to confirm Nix's involvement. That whole scene where he just calls the phone and it starts ringing, I was laughing my ass off.
Yeah. I will say some of my favorite cinematography in the entire movie comes during that little stretch where you have the light coming in and out of the windows, and it goes light and dark, and sometimes you'll see more of the face and sometimes less of the face. I'm like, this is tonally very well good for this scene.
Mm-hmm. Nix opens fire and his driver is killed in the ensuing fight while Rowe and Dumars are wounded. Nix admits that he and Rowe ambushed Velez, but Byrne had already alerted his FBI agent brother Dell, so the crew is cornered by the authorities. Rowe is chased down and arrested by Dumars while Nix leads Byrne on a car chase but is shot dead. Having swapped the stolen money with phone books hoarded by Desi's grandmother, the team turns in the real cash. A grateful Desi receives 20% of the seizure for her cooperation. And on the beach, Dumars and Byrne watch the sunrise in Velez's memory.
My biggest gripe with that last paragraph, though, is this. This film cast Scott fucking Adkins, one of the great movie fighters who does his own fighting and stunts and stuff. Who was in John Wick 4 in a gigantic ass fat suit, and you don't let him fight at all.
Yeah.
This is a gross misuse of Scott Adkins. It's and you know it's bad because I didn't even clock it was Scott Adkins when I was watching the movie.
Right. It was it's a fun movie. And I think we
it is a perfectly fine it's an above average streaming action movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fine action movie. It's better than the Jason Statham class. However, and I don't remember if you watch this, I'm still taking Rebel Ridge over this day after day after day.
I haven't seen that.
We should add that one to the list because it stars Aaron Pierre, aka Jon Stewart. Because we have to prep for Lanterns this year, Kyle. So I need you to lock in, brother.
I was gonna say you and I have been very critical of the straight to Netflix movies and the stuff that is on there, but this I think is something that kind of surprised me. Is and I
it is
shouldn't have been as surprised because it's Damon and Affleck, but
it is in the upper third.
Yeah,
because it on a technical level has a very high floor with how it's executed, and the first basically two-thirds of the stories fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then we enter Double Cross City in the end, and it just gets a little loopy. But you know that's what makes a movie like this fun, and I won't complain much on it. But
I mean, for $100 million, where I would assume a majority of that is going to Damon and Affleck, I'll take a movie like this going right to Netflix and it being what it is. It's not the greatest movie ever seen, but it's also not in the dregs of some of the stuff we've seen go straight to Netflix.
Yeah. I don't think there's much to say about this movie.
Yeah,
compared to Marty Supreme.
It's just perfect. Damon and Affleck running a 2-man game, above average supporting cast, and
very, very overqualified.
Yeah.
Can I introduce you to Tiana Taylor and Steven Yeun?
I believe for our reviews here, I want to pull them up. We both gave it 3 stars on Letterboxd. Your review? Ultimately, this is heist film Mad Libs through the first hour before.
I mean, am I wrong?
In the final act, in an amusing manner.
Am I wrong?
Not
it's
it's perfect description right there. My review, it was fun seeing Damon and Affleck do their thing together in a very fun action thriller. The plot kept you on your toes and made you question the morality of characters. That was the thing I liked too, where yes, early on you kind of knew what was going to happen, but then at the point where there was a point where I started questioning Matt Damon's character. I was like, is he really a scumbag? But then they did a good job of kind of reeling that in. But for a quality decent chunk, I was like, do I like his character? So that was fun on the first watch there. Lots of tension and sticks the landing well. Loved Affleck's character the most throughout the entire film. Not too shabby, Netflix. Both of us gave it 3 stars. Christian, your score for The Rip?
6.3. Like, do I think it's better than a 6 flat? Yes. Do I think it's 6.5 now?
6.3 for The Rip. Where do I want to pop this? I'll give it the 6.5. I'm not mad about a 6.5 there, especially for just like the overall context of it being a straight to Netflix. Damon and Affleck are great. But again, I just feel like this movie could have been set anywhere in time and it would have been the same movie. But that gives The Rip a 6.4 out of 10 for us here on our scale, which if you multiply it by 100, there's your out of 100 score. So there's The Rip. And like, it's a movie that I would say, yeah, go watch it. It's fun. It's worth your time. It's not like one of those movies where you're gonna like slog through. I never really was like waiting for the movie to be over. Like it was an enjoyable watch. So there you have it, The Rip, right on Netflix. We'll have our review on our Letterboxd as well by the time you guys are listening to this. We'll round out the show with some award season discussion. Where do we see things as of
okay, hold on.
This on late Valentine's Day evening, early February 15th.
Let me pull up the full list again. And the Academy Awards, please. As things are currently heading right now,
oh, I lost you.
I hate technology.
He's back.
We're currently pulling at a big one battle night. So we're talking probably at winning picture director, Chalamet and lead actor, Jessie Buckley probably still wins lead actress. Best supporting actor, still very much up in the air. It could be it feels like it's leaning Skarsgård now. Could randomly end up being Del Toro. Supporting actress, I need to wait to see what happens at the BAFTA because Amy Madigan won the Golden Globe. No, sorry, Amy Madigan won one thing. Tiana Taylor won a different one. So right now we have a 1-1 split. And I have a weird feeling that if Inga Ipstadter Lilius can win supporting actress, then we're heading for a real, like, is sentimental value going to Snake's supporting actress win? So that category still very much feels like it's up in the air. Best original screenplay feels like it'll go to Sinners. Best adapted screenplay will most likely go to one battle after another. Animated feature, it's K-pop Demon Hunters unless something goes horrifically wrong.
Yeah, that thing's just going up.
Yeah. Like it's golden. International feature, it's a weird one where I feel like sentimental value is the front runner. However, I have a weird secret agent feeling where I'm like, it's lurking and it's menacing. Original score, it's going to be Sinners. Original song, it'll be Golden because the song was the number one song on Billboard for like 15 weeks. Yeah. Best casting, I still have no clue. It's the first year of that category, and I have no clue. Sound is interesting because everyone's kind of just sitting there, and I'm like, I mean, in theory, it goes to Sinners, but I don't trust it to go there. Production design, again, it's one where like it feels like it could go Sinners' way, but I don't know yet. Cinematography, it's been leaning Sinners, but Sinners may be losing a little momentum right now. I think makeup and hair is easily going to Frankenstein. Costume design probably goes to either Frankenstein or Hamnet. I don't think it goes to Sinners. Editing, I should have no clue. Because typically that's part of a best picture package, but you also have F1 sitting there. You have Marty Supreme sitting there, which Marty Supreme's a great editing movie. And then visual effects is going to Avatar, and we don't need to have that conversation.
Yeah, you and I are on the same boat with that.
So it's like, I need to see what happens at the BAFTAs, which the BAFTA ceremony is on. Please give me the date. Is on February 22nd. So next Sunday it'll happen, and that's when we'll start to see how this Oscar race will actually turn out.
Yeah, because not that it's the end all be all. I'm just looking on a particular sports book that I use.
No comment on which one, of course. No free ads.
No free ads. Do you right now? One battle's at -330 for Best Picture.
Yeah.
Sinners at +300.
Okay, so here's the thing with that. The only way that really shifts is if something happens at BAFTA.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm going to be 100% honest here. BAFTA has a history of not giving black filmmakers things. They famously never nominate Denzel. So while it got a crap ton of BAFTA nominations, I need to see it actually win Best Film at the BAFTA before I give any credence to that. However, I do think the more interesting bet is Coogler director. Mm-hmm. If we're talking about Sinners getting something more above the line than original screenplay, because while I think it just ends up being a double PTA win, I could see them doing a give Coogler the director win, mm-hmm. and then someone else gets screenplay, and PTA also gets adapted screenplay because it's a weak adapted screenplay year. So, but if you were looking for a bet, and I'm not saying I would take this bet because PTA won the DGA award, and that historically traditionally leads to the person winning the Oscar, but that's the more interesting spot at this moment. If we talked in a week, I could have a different answer for you.
Yeah, and just for reference, like for everything out there for everyone else on this particular book, I'm not giving a free ad, but Hamnet's at +1400, Marty Supreme's at
it's
and then everything else.
Weird question. Do they have odds on even cinematography?
I can tell you in just a moment. Yes.
Okay, so what are the odds on that right now?
Best cinematography: Sinners -125, One Battles at +160, Train Dreams +350, and then it's Frankenstein, Marty Supreme.
That's the fun category to gamble on. That's the fun category to gamble on. Because Sinners is correctly in pole position, but it feels like it's losing some momentum. Mm-hmm. And while I don't necessarily know if it's one battle that takes it, Strange Dreams did win the Golden Globe, and typically the cinematographer's branch is not afraid to throw up a weird one. Just pull up the history of that.
And like Sinners came out of the gates hot too. Like
Yeah.
when everything was
announced.
I think Sinners for Best Picture started at plus 900 or something like that.
I mean, it received the most Oscar nominations of any film ever. But like, if we look at the history of cinematography, so Brutalist won last year. The year before, it was Oppenheimer. That's an exception to the rule. All Quiet on the Western Front won in 2022. Dune won in 2021. Mank won in the COVID year. 1917 won. Roma won. Blade Runner 2049, similar to Mank, we're throwing up a weird one. La La Land won. The Revenant won. So what? Birdman, Gravity, Life of Pi, Hugo, Inception. So what we're kind of looking for here is a film that will win a metric ass ton of who will get a metric ass ton of nominations, but likely won't win picture. Which, sure, you could get the like random Blade Runner 2049 win, but that was also Roger Deakins, so it's like he deserves it, and it is a beautiful looking film. But there is a weird part of me where if Sinners doesn't win, a weird part of me is like Frankenstein could be the like below the line, I'm collecting a billion things. And that's just one I'm noting where, while I don't think Frankenstein gets it, that wouldn't surprise me.
And that's for
cinematography
plus 3,500 right now.
Yeah, I'm not saying that that's going to happen. I'm saying that's merely something I'm taking note of when looking at the history of things. But I would say Sinners at that price is a solid bet, because I think in a week the odds could be steeper.
Yeah. Any other odds you want me to take a peek at?
What do we have? What do the supporting actress odds look like right now?
Supporting actress, right now in pole position, Tiana Taylor for One Battle at minus 280, followed by Amy Madigan at plus 350 for Weapons.
Inga, right?
Inga is at plus 600 for Sentimental Value. Lumi Mosaku is at plus 1,400 for Sinners, and then Elle Fanning for Sentimental Value is at plus 5,000.
Amy, I would say keep tabs on Amy, because if she pulls it off at SAG and whatever happens at BAFTA, if Tiana and Amy are tied 2-2 heading into the Oscars, and Amy's the one that wins SAG, we have to look at that a little bit. Is there there's too many weird categories right now where we have no clarity, so I think that's really all we can really speak out well on odds wise.
Yeah, looking to see if there was anything else. It was relatively close. I mean, for the best international feature front, Sentimental Values at minus 180. The Secret Agent is at plus 150.
Yeah, like that's one where it's like the power of Brazil is very strong. But it's also like Sentimental Value got 9 nominations. The Secret Agent got like 3 or 4. Like I'm not trying to underestimate Brazil, but also I feel like it feels like it should go to sentimental value, and I shouldn't be trying to think as hard.
And then the other close one is the best film editing. One battle's at -175, F1's at +150.
Yeah.
So some fun stuff there. But by next week, we'll kind of have a little bit clearer of a look on things across the board, which we will be doing our best to sift through. I want to see, speaking of this, see when my theater is going to have Sinners available for me to go and watch on the big screen, because I want to be able to do that. So it will be in theaters. Sweet, just a day that I am not in the state. Awesome. Anyway, I'll figure something out. But
shall we cap that there?
Yeah, we'll cap that there next week. Next episode.
Yeah, I'm a little tied up next week.
Next episode will be DJ guest hosting from the Outside the Box podcast. We're going to be doing a full feature-length breakdown of Stranger Things Season 5, he and I, and kind of just putting a ribbon on that show and talking about everything that went down in Stranger Things Season 5. We will also have an episode in the near future featuring DJ, featuring Pat Pitts, featuring myself, and featuring Christian, where we go in and rank every Marvel movie in the MCU, because your boy finally caught up and watched the final 2 MCU movies that he had to watch, being Ant-Man and the Wasp and Captain America Brave New World. And on my Letterboxd, I have my list of every MCU and MCU adjacent movie that I have watched so far in my lifetime, ranked in a definitive ranking list. So definitely go check that out. Next episode, where it's just you and I, Christian, what should we put on the docket is in terms of movies to take in. Also, I've been watching I guess we could add that as a segment too, like what we're watching that we're not necessarily breaking down. Night of the Seven Kingdoms rocks, the new Game of Thrones spinoff. It's so much fun. If you haven't watched it yet, if you were someone you know was personally affected by the Game of Thrones finale, you are entitled to compensation, and it is what A Night of the Seven Kingdoms is. So definitely go check that out. What have you been watching, my good friend?
I've been watching The Pit, which, Kyle, I know you have a lot to catch. You're soon going to have 30 episodes to catch up on, because right now we're about 21 episodes deep, and there's still 9 episodes left this season. I'm watching season 2 of Hijack.
Remind me of what that is again?
It's the Idris Elba's a business negotiator type, and
on Apple.
Yeah, also on Apple, I'm watching Shrinking, Elite Show, Elite Funny, Grumpy, Harrison Ford, and the show. How do I find this? It's Succession mixed with Euphoria, but it's the actual, but it's not gratuitous. It's called Industry. I've tried to get you to watch the show, but let's just say this season has not disappointed one bit at all, and I'm going to show you a scene after we get off the recording, and you'll be like, "What the fuck?"
I also recently started watching His and Hers on Netflix with John Bernthal, and we got our trailer for Daredevil season 2 since the last time we recorded, and we're so back.
Looking forward to it.
Can't wait. We'll figure out what I think. we'll borrow a trope from Project Big Screen on Letterboxd. You'll see what movies we're going to review next. It'll be in our top 4 favorite on Letterboxd. We'll utilize that system. That way, we can keep track there, and you guys can see what'll be upcoming on the pod. So, when we have movies that are going to be up for review, they will be in our top 4 on Letterboxd. Be sure to follow us there at StreamerSZN. Follow us on the socials, same handle, and then on TikTok at StreamerSZN Pod. Subscribe to the pod, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. Leave a 5-star rating and review. Leave a comment on Spotify. And, of course, subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia Streamer Season and Underground Industries YouTube channels, youtube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia, at StreamerSZN, and at the Underground Industries. And next episode, like I said, it'll be myself and DJ Hughes doing a full feature-length breakdown of Stranger Things Season 5. And then we'll be back. So after next week, you're in the clear, or is it?
My schedule's still a little complicated, but I'll actually be able to like set up a day and a time.
So you'll know what movies we're doing.
Yeah.
And all that good stuff. Maybe some other things thrown in the mix, but good episode, fun episode. And like I said, on the StreamerSZN YouTube channel, we're going to split our reviews and breakdowns of Marty Supreme, The Rip, and that'll be on the YouTube channel for how we do our movie reviews. So they'll be kind of like just individualized review videos up on our YouTube channel moving forward. So stay tuned for that as well. But this has been another edition of StreamerSZN, the exclusive TV and movie podcast right here on the Underground Industries Podcast Network. For Christian, I'm KB. Enjoy a weekend full of movie watching, a week full of movie and TV watching, and we will see you next week with some Stranger Things. We'll head to the Upside Down, but until then, we're getting out of here. Peace.